Section 1-3. Instruments and controls. Gauges, meters and service reminder indicators. Fuel gauge, engine coolant temperature gauge, tachometer, odometer and trip meter, service reminder indicators and warning buzzers, multi-information display, an instrument panel light control. Fuel gauge. Low fuel level warning light. The gauge indicates the approximate quantity of fuel remaining in the tank when the ignition switch is on. It is a good idea to keep the tank over 1/4 full. If the fuel level approaches E or the low fuel level warning light comes on, fill the fuel tank as soon as possible. On inclines or curves, due to the movement of fuel in the tank, the fuel gauge needle may fluctuate or the low fuel level warning light may come on earlier than usual. If the fuel tank is completely empty, the malfunction indicator lamp comes on. Fill the fuel tank immediately. The indicator lamp goes off after driving several times. If the indicator lamp does not go off, contact your Lexus dealer as soon as possible. See the inner back cover for fuel capacity and recommended fuel selection. Engine coolant temperature gauge. Normal range. The gauge indicates the engine coolant temperature when the ignition switch is on. The engine operating temperature will vary with changes in weather and engine load. If the needle points to the red zone or higher, stop your vehicle and allow the engine to cool. Your vehicle may overheat during severe operating conditions, such as driving up a long hill on a hot day, reducing speed or stopping after high-speed driving, idling for a long period with the air conditioning on in stop-and-go traffic, towing a trailer. Notice: do not remove the thermostat in the engine cooling system as this may cause the engine to overheat. The thermostat is designed to control the flow of coolant to keep the temperature of the engine within the specified operating range. Do not continue driving with an overheated engine. See if your vehicle overheats on page 431. Tachometer. The tachometer indicates engine speed in thousands of RPM, revolutions per minute. Use it while driving to prevent engine over-revving. Driving with the engine running too fast causes excessive engine wear and poor fuel economy. Remember, in most cases the slower the engine speed, the greater the fuel economy. Notice: do not let the indicator needle get into the red zone. This may cause severe engine damage. Odometer and trip meter. Trip meter reset knob. This meter displays the odometer and 2 trip meters. To change the mode indication, push the trip meter reset knob briefly. Each time you push the knob, the mode changes in order from the odometer to trip meter A, to trip meter B, then back to the odometer, etc. The odometer records the total distance the vehicle has been driven. The twin trip meter records 2 different distances independently. For example, you can use one meter to calculate the fuel economy and the other to measure the distance on each trip. To set the A trip meter to 0, display the A meter reading, push the knob and hold it. The same applies for the B trip meter. The data of trip meters will be cancelled if the electrical power source is disconnected. Service reminder indicators and warning buzzers. If this indicator or buzzer comes on, do this. Brake system warning light and buzzer, indicator and buzzer, both USA and Canadian models. If parking brake is off, stop immediately and contact Lexus dealer. Driver's seat belt reminder light and buzzer, indicator and buzzer. Fasten driver's seat belt. Front passenger seat belt reminder light. Fasten front passenger seat belt. SRS warning light. Take vehicle to Lexus dealer immediately. Malfunction indicator lamp, both USA and Canadian models. Take vehicle to Lexus dealer. ABS warning light, both USA and Canadian models. Take vehicle to Lexus dealer. If brake system warning light is also on, stop immediately and contact Lexus dealer. Open door warning light. Close all side doors and back door. Unengaged park warning light. Shift 4-wheel drive control out of N. Automatic transmission fluid temperature warning light. Stop and check. VSC track warning light. Take vehicle to Lexus dealer. KDSS warning light, vehicles with kinetic dynamic suspension system. Take vehicle to Lexus dealer. Charging system warning light. Stop immediately and contact Lexus dealer. Low engine oil pressure warning light. Stop and check. Engine oil replacement reminder light for vehicles sold in USA. Replace engine oil. Low tire pressure warning light. Adjust tire inflation pressure. If light remains, contact Lexus dealer. Low fuel level warning light. Fill up tank. Low washer fluid warning light. Add washer fluid. Unkey reminder buzzer. Remove key. Brake system warning light and buzzer. This light comes on in the following cases: when the ignition key is in the on position. When the parking brake is applied. This light comes on for a few seconds when the ignition key is in the on position, even after the parking brake is released. When the brake fluid level is low. Caution. It is dangerous to continue driving normally when the brake fluid level is low. When the hydraulic brake booster fails. If the hydraulic booster causes a problem resulting in poor braking performance, the warning light comes on and buzzer sounds continuously. Have your vehicle checked at your Lexus dealer in the following cases. The light does not come on even if the parking brake is applied when the ignition key is in the on position. The light does not come on even if the ignition key is turned on with the parking brake released. A warning light turning on briefly during operation does not indicate a problem. Caution. If any of the following conditions occurs, immediately stop your vehicle at a safe place and contact your Lexus dealer. The light does not turn off even after the parking brake is released while the engine is running. The warning buzzer comes on together with a warning light. In either case, this can indicate that the brakes may not work properly and your stopping distance will become longer. To press the brake pedal firmly and bring the vehicle to an immediate stop. The brake system warning light remains on together with the ABS warning light. In this case, not only the anti-lock brake system will fail, but also the vehicle will become extremely unstable during braking. Any of the following conditions may occur, but do not indicate the malfunction. The light may stand for about 60 seconds after the ignition key is turned to the on position. It is normal if it turns off after a while. Depressing the brake pedal repeatedly may turn on the warning light and buzzer. It is normal if the light turns off and the buzzer stops sounding after a few seconds. You may hear a small sound in the engine compartment after the engine is started or the brake pedal is depressed repeatedly. This is a pulsating sound of the brake system and it is not a malfunction. Driver's seatbelt reminder light and buzzer. The light and buzzer act as a reminder to buckle up the driver's seatbelt. Once the ignition key is turned to on or start, the reminder light flashes and buzzer sounds if the driver's seatbelt is not fastened. Unless the driver fastens the belt, the light continues flashing and the buzzer stops after about 4 to 8 seconds. Front passenger seatbelt reminder light. The light acts as a reminder to have the front passenger buckle up the seatbelt. Once the ignition key is turned to on or start, the reminder light flashes if a passenger sits in the front passenger seat and does not fasten the seatbelt. If luggage or other load is placed on the front passenger seat, depending on its weight, the reminder light may flash. SRS warning light. The indicator comes on when the ignition key is turned to the on position. It goes off after about 6 seconds. This means the SRS airbags and seatbelt retentioners are operating properly. This warning light system monitors the airbag sensor assembly, front airbag sensors, side and curtain shield airbag sensor assemblies, curtain shield airbag sensor assemblies, driver's seat position sensor, driver's seat belt buckle switch, front passenger occupant classification system, airbag on indicator light, airbag off indicator light, front passenger seat belt buckle switch, seat belt retentioner assemblies, inflators, warning light, RSCA, off indicator light, interconnecting wiring and power sources. If any of the following conditions occurs, this indicates a malfunction of the airbags or seatbelt retentioners. Contact your Lexus dealer as soon as possible. The light does not come on when the ignition key is turned to the on position or remains on for more than 6 seconds or flashes. The light comes on or starts flashing while driving. The SRS warning light and airbag off indicator light will be illuminated if there is a malfunction in the front passenger occupant classification system. Malfunction indicator lamp. This lamp comes on when the ignition key is turned to the on position and goes off after the engine starts. This means that the warning light system is operating properly. If the lamp remains on, or the lamp comes on while driving, first check the followings. Empty fuel tank. If the fuel tank is empty, refuel immediately. Loose fuel tank cap. If the fuel tank cap is loose, securely tighten it. These cases are temporary malfunctions. The malfunction indicator lamp will go off after taking several driving trips. If the lamp does not go off even after several trips, contact your Lexus dealer as soon as possible. If the fuel tank is not empty or the fuel tank cap is not loose, there is a problem somewhere in the engine, emission control system, electronic throttle control system, automatic transmission electrical system, or warning light system itself. Contact your Lexus dealer as soon as possible to service the vehicle. If engine speed does not increase when the accelerator pedal is depressed, there may be a problem somewhere in the electronic throttle control system. At this time, vibration may occur. However, if you depress the accelerator pedal more firmly and slowly, you can drive your vehicle at low speeds. Have your vehicle checked by your Lexus dealer as soon as possible. Even if the abnormality of the electronic throttle control system is correct during low-speed driving, the system may not be recovered until the engine is stopped and the ignition key is turned to ACC or lock position. Caution. Be especially careful to prevent erroneous pedal operation. Emissions inspection and maintenance I/M programs. Your vehicle may not pass a state emission inspection if the malfunction indicator lamp remains on. Contact your Lexus dealer to check your vehicle's emission control system and OBD onboard diagnostics system before taking your vehicle for the inspection. For details, see Emissions Inspection and Maintenance I/M programs on page 489. ABS warning light. The light comes on when the ignition key is turned to the on position. If the anti-lock brake system and the brake assist system work properly, the light turns off after a few seconds. Thereafter, if either of the systems malfunctions, the light comes on again. When the ABS warning light is on and the brake system warning light is off, the following systems do not operate, but the brake system still operates conventionally. Anti-lock brake system, brake assist system, active traction control system, vehicle stability control system, downhill assist control system, and hill start assist control. When the ABS warning light is on and the brake system warning light is off, the anti-lock brake system does not operate, so that the wheels will lock up during a sudden braking or braking on slippery road surfaces. If either of the following conditions occurs, this indicates a malfunction somewhere in the components monitored by the warning light system. Contact your Lexus dealer as soon as possible to service the vehicle. The light does not come on when the ignition key is turned to the on position or remains on. The light comes on while you are driving. A warning light turning on briefly during operation does not indicate a problem. Caution. If the ABS warning light remains on together with a brake system warning light, immediately stop your vehicle at a safe place and contact your Lexus dealer. In this case, not only the anti-lock brake system will fail but also the vehicle will become extremely unstable during braking. Either of the following conditions may occur, but do not indicate a malfunction. The light may stand for about 60 seconds after the ignition key is turned to the on position. It is normal if it turns off after a while. Depressing the brake pedal repeatedly may turn on the light. It is normal if it turns off after a few seconds. Open door warning light. This light remains on until all the side doors and back door are completely closed. Unengaged park warning light. This light warns that the transmission park mechanism is not engaged. If the four-wheel drive control is in the N position while the selector lever is in the P position, the transmission will disengage and the wheels will not lock. Caution. To restore the park function, shift the four-wheel drive control lever out of N or the vehicle can move. Automatic transmission fluid temperature warning light. This light warns that the automatic transmission fluid temperature is too high. If this light comes on while you are driving, slow down and pull off the road. Stop the vehicle at a safe place and put the selector lever in P and leave the engine idling until the light goes off. If the light goes off, you can start the vehicle again. If the light does not go off, call a Lexus dealer or qualified repair shop for assistance. Notice: continued driving with a warning light on may damage the automatic transmission. VSC track warning light. This light warns that there is a problem somewhere in the following: vehicle stability control system, active traction control system, downhill assist control system, hill start assist control. The light will come on when the ignition key turned to on and will go off after a few seconds. It is not a malfunction that the warning light may stand for 60 seconds after the ignition key is turned to the on position. Depressing the brake pedal repeatedly may turn on the lights. It is normal if they go out after a few seconds. If the light comes on while driving, the above-mentioned systems do not work. However, as conventional braking operates when applied, there is no problem to continue your driving. In the following cases, contact your Lexus dealer. The warning light does not come on after the ignition key is turned to on. The warning light remains on after the ignition key is turned to on. The warning light comes on while driving. When the brake fluid level is too low, the above-mentioned systems will not operate and the warning light come on. KDSS warning light, vehicles with kinetic dynamic suspension system. This light warns that there is a problem somewhere in the kinetic dynamic suspension system. The light will come on when the ignition key is turned to the on position and will go off after a few seconds. If the light comes on while driving, bring your vehicle to your Lexus dealer as soon as possible and have it checked. Charging system warning light. This warning light comes on when the ignition switch is turned to the on position and goes off when the engine is started. When there are problems in the charging system while the engine is running, the warning light comes on. Notice: when the charging system warning light comes on while the engine is running, malfunction such as the engine drive belt being broken may have occurred. If the warning light comes on, immediately stop the vehicle in a safe place and contact your Lexus dealer. Low engine oil pressure warning light. This light warns that the engine oil pressure is too low. If it flickers or stays on while you are driving, pull off the road to a safe place and stop the engine immediately. Call a Lexus dealer or qualified repair shop for assistance. The light may occasionally flicker when the engine is idling, or it may come on briefly after a hard stop. There is no cause for concern if it then goes out when the engine is accelerated slightly. The light may come on when the oil level is extremely low. It is not designed to indicate low oil level, and the oil level must be checked using the oil level dipstick. Notice: do not drive the vehicle with a warning light on, even for one block. It may ruin the engine. Engine oil replacement reminder light for vehicles sold in USA. This light acts as a reminder to replace the engine oil. This light will come on when the ignition key is turned to on and will go off after about a few seconds. When you drive for about 7,200 kilometers, 4,500 miles after the engine oil replacement, this light illuminates for about 3 seconds and then flashes for about 12 seconds with the ignition key turned to on position. If you continue driving without the engine oil replacement, and if the driving range exceeds 8,000 kilometers, 5,000 miles, the light will come on after the ignition key is turned to on position. The light will remain on thereafter. If the light is flashing, we recommend that you replace the engine oil at an early opportunity depending on the driving and road condition. If the light comes on, replace it as soon as possible. You need to reset the light after the engine oil replacement. Reset the light by following the procedure below. Step 1. Turn the ignition key to the ACC or lock position with the odometer reading shown. For details, see Odometer and Trip meter on page 50. And step 2. Turn the ignition key to the on position while holding down the trip meter reset knob. Hold down the knob until the light goes off. Before the light goes off, it illuminates for 3 seconds, flashes for 2 seconds and illuminates for 1 second. If the system fails to reset, the light will remain flashing. In this case, return to step 1 and try again. Low tire pressure warning light. This light warns that the tire pressure of one or more of your tires, including the spare tire, is low. The light comes on when the ignition key is turned to the on position. It goes off after a few seconds. This indicates that the tire pressure warning system is functioning properly. If the warning light comes on, stop your vehicle in a safe place as soon as possible and check that the inflation pressure of all tires, including the spare tire, is as specified on the tire unloading information label. See checking tire inflation pressure on page 523. The light should go off a few minutes after the tire pressure is adjusted. If the warning light blinks, the tire pressure warning system may be malfunctioning. Contact your Lexus dealer. For details, see tire pressure warning system on page 387. Low fuel level warning light. This light comes on when the fuel level in the tank becomes very low. Fill the tank as soon as possible. On inclines or curves, due to the movement of fuel in the tank, the low fuel level warning light may come on earlier than usual. Low washer fluid warning light. This light comes on when the fluid level in the tank becomes very low. Fill the tank as soon as possible. Key reminder buzzer. This buzzer acts as a reminder to remove the key when you open the driver's door with the ignition key in the ACC or lock position. How to check all the service reminder indicators except the low fuel level warning light. Step 1. Apply the parking brake. Step 2. Open the door. The following service reminder indicator should come on. It goes off when you close the door completely. Step 3. Place the four-wheel drive control lever in N position and the selector lever in P position and turn the ignition key to ACC. The following service reminder indicator should come on. It goes off when you place the four-wheel drive control lever in H or L position. And step 4. Turn the ignition key to on. The following service reminder indicators should come on. The following service reminder indicator goes off after a few seconds. The anti-lock brake system warning light, vehicle stability control system, off indicator light and vehicle stability control system, slip indicator light and active traction control system warning light may stand for about 60 seconds after the ignition key is turned to the on position. It is normal if they go out after a while. The following service reminder indicator should come on. It goes off after about 6 seconds. If any service reminder indicator or warning buzzer does not function as described above, have it checked by your Lexus dealer as soon as possible. Multi-information display. 1. Mode button, 2. Down triangle button, 3. Up triangle button, and 4. Reset button. The multi-information display provides various information, including clock, outside temperature, and your vehicle's driving condition. When the ignition switch is on, the last previously used mode, displayed just before the ignition switch is off, will appear. If the electrical power source has been disconnected from the multi-information display, the display will automatically be set to the initial mode. When the instrument panel lights are turned on, the brightness of the display will be reduced. You can adjust the brightness of the display. To adjust the brightness, see adjusting the brightness of the display below. Adjusting the brightness of the display. The key must be in the ACC or on position. To adjust the brightness of the display, push and hold the mode button for more than 2 seconds. It will appear on the display. To increase the brightness, push the up triangle button. To decrease the brightness, push the down triangle button. You can adjust the brightness to 3 levels when the tail lights are off, or 6 levels when the tail lights are on. After adjusting, the display automatically returns to the previous display. Caution. Do not adjust the display while the vehicle is moving. Be sure to adjust the display only when the vehicle is stopped. Clock. USA, Canada. The digital clock indicates the time when the key is in the ACC or on position. To reset the time, push and hold the mode button for 2 seconds. It will appear on the display. Then push the mode button once. The time will blink. To reset the hour, push the down triangle button. To reset the minutes, push the up triangle button. To adjust the time to the nearest hour, push the reset button. For example, if the reset button is depressed when the time is between 1:01 o'clock and 1:29 o'clock, the time will change to 1 o'clock. If the time is between 1:30 o'clock and 1:59 o'clock, the time will change to 2 o'clock. If the electric power source has been disconnected, the time display will automatically be set to 1 o'clock. Outside temperature and cruise information. The following information is shown with the ignition switch turned on. Each time you push the mode button, the display toggles through this information. Outside temperature, average fuel consumption, instantaneous fuel consumption, driving range, average vehicle speed, barometer, altimeter, elapsed time. The displayed values indicate general driving conditions. Accuracy varies with driving habits and road conditions. Outside temperature. USA, Canada. In outside temperature mode, outside air temperatures are displayed. The displayed value is updated every 1 second. The displayed temperature ranges from -22 degrees Fahrenheit, -30 degrees Celsius, up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit, 50 degrees Celsius. If there is some abnormality in the connection of the outside air temperature sensor, 2 minuses will appear on the display. If 2 minuses appears on the display, contact your Lexus dealer. In some cases, 2 minuses may appear momentarily when the ignition is quickly turned to on. It is normal if it goes out soon. Average fuel consumption. USA, Canada. Average fuel consumption is calculated and displayed based on total driving distance and total fuel consumption with the engine running. The displayed value is updated every 10 seconds. To reset the calculations, push and hold the reset button for more than 1 second. Instantaneous fuel consumption. USA, Canada. Instantaneous fuel consumption is calculated and displayed based on distance and fuel consumption for 2 seconds with the engine running. The displayed value is updated every 2 seconds. Note that an accurate figure may not be shown in the following cases. When the vehicle is stopped with the engine running, the display will indicate extremely high fuel consumption. When the vehicle is driving down a long slope with the engine brake applied, the display will indicate extremely low fuel consumption. The distance the vehicle can travel with the remaining fuel is calculated and displayed based on the quantity of remaining fuel and past fuel consumption. The driving range display indicates the approximate distance that you can drive until the fuel gauge reaches E. It is different from the actual distance traveled. The displayed value is updated every time the fuel required to travel 1 mile or 1 kilometer is consumed. Every time you refuel the vehicle, the calculation is reset. The actual driving range varies with driving habits and road conditions. If fuel consumption is good, the driving range will be longer. If fuel consumption is poor, the driving range will be shorter. If the low fuel level warning light comes on, refuel even if the display indicates that the vehicle can be driven further. Average vehicle speed. USA, Canada. Average vehicle speed is calculated and displayed based on total driving distance and total driving time with the engine running. The displayed value is updated every 10 seconds. To reset the calculations, push and hold the reset button for more than 1 second. Barometer. USA, Canada. In barometer mode, the atmospheric pressure in the vehicle is displayed. The displayed atmospheric pressure ranges from 17.8 inches of mercury, 600 hectopascals, up to 31.0 inches of mercury, 1050 hectopascals. The displayed value is updated every 2 seconds. The displayed value may deviate from the actual atmospheric pressure depending on opening or closing of the windows and doors and the driving conditions. Altimeter. USA, Canada. In altimeter mode, the approximate altitude is displayed. The displayed altitude ranges from -1500 feet, -500 meters, up to 13,000 feet, 4,000 meters. As the altitude value is converted from the atmospheric pressure, it can be easily affected by air motion and temperature, so the indication may vary. The indicated altitude of a single position may deviate according to the atmospheric pressure and temperature. The displayed value is updated every 2 seconds. Rectification of the altitude. Rectification is valid only when the correct altitude is known. While the altitude mode is on the display, push the down triangle or up triangle button to increase or decrease the altitude by 50 feet, 10 meters. To reset the rectified altitude, push and hold the reset button for more than 1 second. Elapsed time. USA, Canada. The time that has elapsed since the engine started is displayed. When the engine is started, driving time is counted from 0 minutes, 0 seconds. Up to 19 hours, 59 minutes can be displayed. When the driving time exceeds 19 hours, 59 minutes, the counter returns to 0 minutes, 0 seconds. To reset the calculations, push and hold the reset button for more than 1 second. Instrument panel light control. To adjust the brightness of the instrument panel lights, turn the dial. With the dial turned fully up, the intensity of the instrument panel lights will not be reduced when the headlight switch is on. If the instrument panel light control dial is turned fully down, the footlights will turn off.